What's up, guys? It is Worm Wednesday filming. Really, it's Sunday, December 30th. I'm about to film my Worm Wednesday update, but I got something that I think is going to make my videos a little bit better and a little less shaky and out of frame. So without any further ado, I present to you a camera rack and a light that I've been using anyway. So I'm going to try this and see if it makes these videos any better. Trying to make it better because I don't like the Blair Witch effect when I shoot these videos. So we'll see what happens. Okay, guys, so I've got the new camera set up. I've got the bag unzipped and I'm popping this off. If you remember last week, there was a lot of leaves in the bag. The only thing I've done this week at all is pop it open and squirt some water in there. So let's dig around and see how our worms look. If you remember, I fed pumpkin right in the middle. Looks like all the pumpkin is gone. Looks like my worms have migrated down too. Trying to finish up this bedding. That one's getting close to mature. Been looking through the vermi window today, off and on a few times, and there's been worms traveling, is the best way I can describe it. Running back and forth through all the bedding, so I think that means they've probably finished up this pumpkin and are looking. As you can see, there's not a lot of bedding left in here either. They've really done a number on it. It looks like a whole lot of juvenile worms, like this guy here, little guy, got the yellow tail, just a young worm. Remember I took 200 and something worms out of here for fishing a couple of weeks ago. Right there's a cocoon, you can see that. There's a little short stubby worm, but you can see his glutellum and everything. What do we got over here? There's some decent worms. The consistency of this, let me make sure I ain't got no worms in my hands here. I don't want to squeeze and murder anybody. If I really squeeze that, there was a worm, of course. I can get a drop of water, that's about it. So the moisture is about as good as you could hope for. I have to do some repair work on that when I do a harvest, which will probably be next week. Yeah, there's a lot of little worms in here. Couple mature breeders like this one here. But just a whole lot of juvenile worms and young worms. I've been finding a bunch of cocoons, and then I added some cocoons from some of my breeding the other day, last week in fact. So the population in here is still healthy. It's just a lot of young worms. I don't know if you can see this little guy right here. Little young worm. Young worm. This rope, I put it in. I think I told y'all about it. Yeah, so I just dug through about the first 4 inches of this, 5 inches. And I am definitely going to do a harvest on this next weekend, more than likely. Because if this top layer is this broke down, I can only imagine what it's like down there where I would actually be harvesting. So what I'm going to do, guys, is there is no food in here for these guys. I'm going to run to the freezer, get a bag to put in here, and get some bedding ready, and I will bring you back for that feeding. I hope you guys like this new camera setup. I think it's gonna work out all right once I get where I need to set it up on the bag and everything just right. All right, I'll be right back. Okay guys, so like everyone else, I got a bunch of cardboard from Christmas that I haven't processed yet. So as you can see, I just ripped it up in some chunks. I've got 2 hunks of pumpkin right there. Banana. And 2 more big old pieces of pumpkin that is covered in frost. As you guys know, I'm lazy and I do not thaw my food out before I feed it. I just feed it wet. So this is a pretty big feeding for a bunch of little worms. There's some green beans in this pumpkin as well, if you can't tell. And because I've been kind of neglecting to put a lot of bedding on here, I'm dumping the bedding to it. This is that pre-moistened bedding that Tom from Burmy Bag Composting Systems recommends. And I'm going to put enough in here to cover up that rather large feeding that I just gave these guys. That'll do it. So when I put in 4 watermelon sections, some green beans, and a banana, that's a pretty big feeding for a bunch of immature worms. This will probably, I don't know, they've been going through food pretty quick, so maybe they'll just get to it fast. I'm adding some more bedding in here because you can never have enough bedding. Yeah, I don't know if you can see, but this bag is, let me level it off there, about 4 inches from being completely full. And it's been this deep before, but it always drops down an inch or 2. So I will definitely be harvesting this next week in my worm video. All right, that's it. I'm gonna cover this back up with cardboard that I always leave on there. And you guys have a safe and happy new year. Don't drink and drive. Call a cab, call an Uber. Be safe. Bye.